Okay. Episode 14. We got Grover Steveland and Colin Mick in today. Um, that means Baca is out, and that means Nick is out. So
Yeah, those are the two bloggers. You're
I'm
right.
just running through my head thinking who's here, who's here. Um, we got a lot of hockey today. Since we're kind of in the dog days of winter, where it's just hockey. Where after football ended, we just ignored the Super Bowl um, because that doesn't count. And
I don't care about it.
and so we're gonna do a lot of that. Let's start out with Steve. What are your what are your thoughts on the last week of sports? Just before we get into all our before we get into all our topics, if you want to mention one thing, what do you want to mention on the Super Bowl?
What do I want to mention? On the Super Bowl, what do I want to mention?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I wasn't expected to be asked a Super Bowl question. I thought we ignored the Super Bowl.
Well, I decided I called an audible, but
I think the curse catch, the bobbling catch.
Yeah, that's gonna go misremembered.
That's
Nobody's gonna care about that.
that's like catch. That's like that happens, and you're supposed to win, and then you just don't. And like if the Seahawks win that game, that's remembered as one of the best catches of all time. Just like if the Mets had won that game in the NLCS, that's remembered as one of the best catches, but they lost, so it kind of gets brushed over.
well, the same way that if the Giants had lost, the David Tyree catch would have just been.
Exactly. You got to win the game. You got to win.
I already forgot about the catch. Really, everybody just remembers Pete Carroll's about. I think he's going to commit suicide. I'm serious. I seriously think he's going to commit suicide. If you have Pete Carroll in a celebrity death pool, then your odds are looking pretty good right now. Colin, what do you think about the Super Bowl?
It was good. The best thing I liked was the Patriots parade. That just looked like a lot of fun.
Oh my God, Gronkowski might die too. Like
Him and Edelman.
him and Edelman, they might get slipped a bad drug or something, and then they'll just die. Which not against it, but yeah, the Super Bowl sucks. The Patriots are cheaters, and they
It
don't
was such a
deserve to
good
be a
game,
team.
though. You can't be mad at that.
Oh, it was such a great game.
That was one of the best, that was one of the best games. I mean, no team has ever back from a 10-point bowl. It's the first time that's ever happened.
I don't know what you just said because this is what happens at the beginning of every podcast. You just cut out and then you end up coming back. But yeah, that's our Super Bowl wrap up. We ignored it. Get over it. Let's start with our real topics. The breaking news of the day is this hurts me to say it a little bit. Hank King Henrik is down, and it looks bad. He's going to be out, according to Larry Brooks, the New York Post, 4 to 6 weeks, it looks like, with a neck injury. They're not really saying what's wrong with his neck, but...
He took a puck right to the center of his jugular. That's what's wrong with his neck.
yeah, but the thing is, he played the rest of that game and the game after. Like, is he just like, nah, now it hurts? Like, I don't get
Maybe
it.
they gave him like what's it called? What's that shot that like
A cortisone shot?
yeah, cortisone shot, and just that was able to get him through. But now it's kind of
I don't know. Like, I mean, I just think it's really funny. I posted on the blog that I wrote about it because there's that commercial of him with Advil, and he takes all the shots for like his neck and stuff, and he's like, all I do is take Advil, and it gets me through the season. I'm like, just pop a bunch of Advil and get the fuck back on the ice.
that's. Is that the one? Is that the one where he takes the rhinoceros?
Yeah, where he takes the rhinoceros too. Yeah. Colin, what do you think on the whole Henrik thing going down?
I don't know who we're talking about.
Talking about Henrik Lundqvist,
I don't know who that is.
the goalie for the Rangers.
Oh, all right. He'll be fine. He's not that good, right?
He's actually amazing.
I love this.
This is fantastic.
It's
Although
two
people-
Islanders fans against a Ranger fan right
People
now.
who don't know Colin are just gonna be like thinking he's completely serious, not knowing who Randall Lundqvist is. That's why I love this.
Yeah, he's 100% serious. All right.
I didn't get my. I wasn't able to get. I mean, I think this is. I mean, maybe now the Rangers will have a chance of beating the Islanders in a game because they won't have that piece of trash between the pipes.
Ha ha ha. You only came up with that joke, what, an hour and a half ago?
In all seriousness, they'll probably beat the Islanders.
No.
You just said the same exact thing he just said.
They won't.
Do they play the Islanders within the next month? Do you know?
Somewhat soon. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna look it up right now, actually.
Because I actually do want to see if Cam Talbot shuts out the Islanders. Because Cam Talbot is, if you don't follow the Rangers or if you don't follow hockey religiously, Cam Talbot is at least in my opinion, I think he's one of the best backup goalies in the NHL. He has 3 shutouts this year, and his goals per game average is I think it's in the low 3s or high 2s, and he's great. He's a great sub to give Henrik the night off, and we just locked him up on an extension. So he I don't know. He's going to be proven whether he's a goalie for the future or not, or if he's going to be our backup. You got anything else on Lundqvist?
Yeah, Isles play the Rangers on February 16th. So yeah, Talbot will play that game against the Isles. That's the one area that the Isles are weakened. They do not have a good backup goalie at all. That's the one spot that they have a hole on their entire team.
What were you going to say, Colin?
No, just Johnson. I was naming the backup.
Yeah, Isles backup's terrible. Chad Johnson.
Well, now our backup goalie. I didn't know who our third string goalie is. He is the ginger of all gingers. He is actually
What's his name?
I'm looking up his name right now. Ranger. They showed him on the bench the other night, and he just didn't have a soul. It is David Linievu. I'll probably write a blog just specifically about him.
Not a real person. You just gave us a fake name.
Yeah, I can't find this person.
David Linievu.
Oh, by the way, as I just saw, the Islanders' Twitter just posted, Okposo bobblehead night is next Saturday.
Did they just take out one eye?
Yeah, bobblehead only has one eye.
Bobblehead only has one eye. Actually,
By the way, that's a good transition to the Isles because I want to talk about that SNY article about Okposo's injury was the most ridiculous thing I've ever read. It was literally, I think they Googled detached retina, went on WebMD and just looked up all the worst case scenario things and put that in the blog. I was like, yeah, all this stuff is going to happen to Kyle Okposo.
if you don't know the article that Steve's referring to, it's SNY posted an article that says, depending on how serious Okposo's injury is,
they said he can either be out for months or he can never see again.
Have you seen a detached retina?
Yeah,
it sounds really bad. Eyes are very fragile. Eyes are very, very fragile.
You have the best doctors, though. They're a sports team. He'll be fine.
Yeah, I heard when that news came out that it was an injury, which I think I may have broken that story because I mentioned it was an eye injury last week on the podcast before that news came out. But when that news was official, what'd you say?
Yeah, you totally broke the story. Broke the story. And
last week I was like, I think it's an eye injury, but I'm not positive on that. The sources haven't confirmed it, but I broke that story last week. If you want to go back and rewatch episode 13, I broke that story.
I think you wrote
What was your insight on that?
I just I don't reveal my sources, but when that report officially came out that it was an eye injury, I was relieved because it's not like anything like it's not ligament damage or something or like an injury that could linger, that could like come back.
Yeah,
Like,
he just can't see anymore. It's fine. It's
see?
not,
Put
not
on he's just gonna wear the big visor and his eyes gonna be fine.
He'll be fine with
an
one eye.
artificial eye. That's fine.
Which,
He'll
by
be
the way,
fine with
as
one
I
eye.
said, Kyle Okposo can play hockey blind better than most people can play, like full vision. So I'm not worried at all.
What are you gonna say, Colin?
He can play with one eye though. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm hoping he can never see again. But
I'm
just saying-
hoping Henry Lundqvist can never breathe again. And has a crushed trachea.
He needs to like cut a hole in his throat like one of those smokers. And hi, my name is Henrik Lundqvist. I used to be the best goalie in the NHL.
He was never the best goalie in the NHL.
He was the best goalie in the NHL. He still is.
No.
Let's see.
He's in Nashville. He's pretty good.
What?
I said, have you seen the goalie over in Nashville? He's pretty good.
Nashville? Oh yeah, what's his name?
Even LA.
The dude in LA's got third.
Somebody knows what
Also, the guy in Montreal is pretty good as well.
Well, the Rangers actually play Nashville on Saturday. There we go. Segue. Let's segue to the Rangers. Outside of Henrik, we've won 3 in a row. We, meaning I've been on the ice with the team in spirit. I can't skate technically, but in spirit I've been on the team with the ice. That sounded bad. But we've won 3 in a row. The Rangers just look like they're hitting their stride. And I mean, I've said this probably 4 times this season, and then they go and lose 2 crappy games. But we're 3 points behind the Islanders now after they pulled that one out of their ass in Philly last night.
Clutterbuck did.
Great company behind it.
What?
In the middle of my blog right now, talking about yeah. All right, well, I'll come back to you, Alex. You finish your point on the Rangers.
Yeah. So we were 1 point behind the Isles after we won on Wednesday, but now we're 3, I think, and it's gonna come. I think it's gonna come down to the wire, especially now that we're both battling injuries, but the conference is starting to shape out. It looks like we've got the 8 teams that really are going to make the playoffs, and then the Panthers are kind of 7 or 8 points behind everybody else. So it's just like jockeying for position right now. I'd love to take that 2 seed away from the Islanders because it would mean home ice advantage, but right now I think Rangers and Islanders would be playing each other in the first round.
Really?
Yeah, Islanders are second in the Metropolitan.
Oh,
Rangers are third. They wouldn't have 2 teams. Well, I understand.
I'm back.
I wish I had the standings right now.
Yeah, I got him.
You got them?
Yeah, Isles are 3 points ahead of the Rangers.
Oh, they're third and fourth, maybe.
Isles have 67 points. Rangers have 64.
What are the Islanders in the East?
They're like 4th right now. They're tied for 4th.
Oh.
Yeah, so right now, if the season ended today, the Lightning would play the Bruins. The Islanders would play the, I want to say, Capitals. Red Wings would play the, I guess, Rangers, and Canadians would play the Penguins, or the other. Yeah, I think that's how it would work today. So, an Islanders Capitals first round matchup would be just deadly for the. The Islanders would just roll them, right?
Islanders are 17-2-0 against teams in the Metropolitan Division this season. They're only 2. They lost to the Penguins like 4th game of the year, 5th game of the year, and then they lost to the Caps in they lost in Washington in like October, and those are the only two losses the Islanders have to teams in their division.
I
They've
didn't.
just
They've
rolled
lost
through.
divisional record.
Yeah, they're preposterous in the Metropolitan.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's pretty great. And the Capitals are perennial chokers in the playoffs. They'll be done in 4. I am
Great.
frightened about the Red Wings.
They lost to the Caps on November 28th.
Yeah, but you're not. You would. Are you actually? Would you actually think the Capitals could take the Islanders in the playoffs?
No, I think the Islanders would have it. I said before, the only teams I would be worried about are the Bruins and the Habs, because the Islanders don't match up well against those two.
Yeah, they can't beat the Habs.
They haven't beaten them yet this year. They're the only team they haven't beaten this year so far that they've played.
We beat the Red Wings in the one game we played against them. I know that.
When
we
was
might have
that?
played
The
them
Red
again.
Wings right now are on fire.
Yeah. Every team in the East right now is playing really well.
Well, especially in the especially in the Atlantic.
Mm-hmm.
The Atlantic race is going crazy. With the Habs are in like 3rd place right now in the Atlantic, which is nuts.
Yeah, they have 67 points. They're in 3rd place. They'd be in 1st in the Metropolitan.
They'd be tied for first with the Islanders.
Yeah, they'd be tied for 1st. But they'd have the tiebreaker, so they would be 1st.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but right now the Panthers are 5 points behind the Bruins for the last playoff spot, so it's really the playoffs. I mean, are all but set, I think. And we're 2 months away from the finish. 2 months? What time? Yeah.
Well, there's such a big gap between playoff teams and non-playoff teams this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like we had to play in January. We had the roughest schedule because we were playing all playoff teams. Now February, we're hopefully gonna feast on all these teams at the bottom of.
Like every division, it's just like you see the top 3, and then it drops off like 10 points. Like in the Metropolitan, after the Caps, we have 64 points. The next closest is Philly with 52.
Yeah.
Really?
So,
And in the Atlantic, you got Boston with 61 in 4th place there, and then Florida's next with 56. It's just
in the center.
there's such a big gap.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only division without that drop off would be like the Pacific, because it's just Anaheim and then everyone else. Anaheim has 74 points. That's nuts.
Anaheim is so good. The Western Conference playoff. I mean, the thing is though, there's not as big of a disparity last year as there was between the East and the West.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
last year, the Western Conference playoffs, people were like, "Oh, that's the Western Conference Finals are the Stanley Cup." But this year, I think there are almost as many good teams in the East as there are in the West. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, last year, like a lot of like decent teams made the playoffs. Like the Flyers last year weren't good.
no.
Who else? I can't even remember who else made the playoffs last year. Honestly, like the bottom teams.
In the East, the
Maple Leafs were there. They weren't that good. The
Habs were good.
Habs were good, and then Kreider's a scumbag and ran their goalie.
That's scumbag. He was I mean, first of all, he got pushed. Second of all,
He
what
ran.
do you want to do?
He ran someone
full
last
speed.
week. He
He's
ran
going
someone
full
last
speed.
week.
You never go less than 110%.
He's a scumbag. He plays dirty.
You play dirty. Yeah, so I guess that's we'll transition out of the NHL.
Hold on.
Because
I just want to. I mean, I'm in the middle of the blog right now about the Isles. Their current. They lost 3 in a row, but to the Red Wings and the Bruins, who are playing on fire right now. And they had a good come from behind victory last night against the Flyers.
Yeah, they needed that win. They needed that win.
Shootout. They remain undefeated in the shootout, and they only have one.
It was a long shootout too.
Yeah, we went like 7 rounds. They
Well,
only
that
have
guy,
one.
I saw the guy on Philly had like he had like a sick goal. He was like, I forgot what his name was, but he almost stopped and faked it.
The goal that they had in the goal that the Flyers had in the shootout was very good. And the Isles lost their shootout earlier, but they remain undefeated in overtime. They're 5-0 in overtime, and they're like 7-1 in the shootout. They only have one overtime loss, one loss after regulation so far this year.
To the Sabres.
Yeah, to the Sabres.
All right, that's about all we got for Rangers and Islanders, unless either of you guys have anything to say. Colin? I'll take that as a no. Let's talk Knicks. Let's talk Knicks.
They're
Still the best
winning.
in the NBA. They lost the other day to the Celtics, though.
They beat the Thunder. They beat a Durantless Thunder.
Well,
They
the
did.
Thunder are gonna be Durantless once he comes to New York.
Do you see that? You saw that article that he said he wanted to play for New York? Well, we talked about that last week.
It's possible. Him
We
and Kevin
talked
Love.
about- Yeah. Him and
Well,
Love. Why don't we get
It's just
LeBron
two
too?
guys who don't share the ball.
Yeah, let's just get an entire team. Like you're playing NBA Blacktop on 2K15.
Yeah.
We'll just get those guys. We'll get LeBron to take less money, to come off the bench.
Yeah, right. You saw that?
Yeah. But Phil was saying that he doesn't want to go after a true superstar this offseason. He wants to get like a bunch of supporting guys.
Like,
And I saw who they're looking at, and a couple of them I really liked. There's Tobias Harris from the Magic.
Yeah, he's also a small forward, though.
What?
He's also a small forward, but he's like a starter.
Yeah, he's like a swing forward. He's really. They're saying he'd work well with Carmelo.
Who was that? I missed. You cut out.
Me?
Yeah, I missed. Who you
Tobias
talking
Harris.
Ah.
Tobias Harris?
Isn't he a St. John's guy?
No, he went to. He was a
from
Long
Long
Island guy. He was a Long Island guy who went to Tennessee.
That's what it was. That's why I knew he was a New York guy.
Yeah, he's from Long
That's why I
Island.
thought he was St. John's.
Then obviously Gordon Dragic would be. That would be ideal.
I also heard Reggie Jackson.
Reggie Jackson would be nice.
And,
Reggie Jackson.
Kenneth Faried, too.
Kenneth Faried is ferocious.
I think I heard him. Or maybe it was Kawhi Leonard.
No,
Uh,
was it Kawhi Leonard?
Kawhi Leonard would be great.
Kawhi Leonard's awesome. I doubt he's getting out of San Antonio.
Yeah, probably not.
Well, that's what Phil Jackson was talking about. He was saying he was basically just talking about the Spurs for like 5 minutes, and he was just like, "They're so good. I love the Spurs. Blah, blah, blah. They have a really good team mentality."
Well, I mean, they're the best run team in sports.
Yeah.
Well, besides maybe those cheaters who just won the Super Bowl.
You brought that up. We didn't. It's you as a Jets fan bringing that up.
But yeah, I like the idea better of going after a bunch of small fish than going after that like one big guy, because we've tried that again and again and again and again, and it hasn't worked. We tried it with
worked
Stephon
with
Marbury, then we tried it with
It
Eddie
worked.
Curry, then we tried it with Amari Stoudemire, then
Yeah.
we tried it with Carmelo, and it just is not working. Like,
You got to build a team. You can't.
yeah.
It almost worked one year, though.
It did. Such a good year.
That was such a fun year because
But that year they had a team. They had.
And they were the number 2 team. I was at the game that they clinched against the Pacers, the number 2 spot.
exactly like
That year they had a great team. They had guys off the bench. J.R. Smith was coming off the bench that year.
when Chris Copeland
Yeah,
just
6 men of the year. Was that year?
they just had
That was the year J.R. Smith got 6-man. They had Novak coming off the bench, just popping threes in everyone's eyeball.
yeah they had guys who could rebound. They had guys. They just had a
They had
full team.
Kenyon Martin, who they would send out, and they would make the other team think it was Carmelo Anthony as a decoy.
Yeah, and then they were just like, yeah, let's actually make Carmelo the only person we pass the ball to, like they did in Denver, and let's see how that works out.
Who was the coach that year, D'Antonio?
No, that was Mike Brown.
That was Mike
Mike Brown.
Woodson, not Mike Brown.
Mike Woodson, not Mike Brown.
Brown.
Racist. fuck?
They're both bald.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Let's see. Anything else on the Knicks?
I have another NBA thing.
Okay.
Did you hear about Adam Silver said he's open to expanding the playoffs to the 16 best teams in the league?
Not just
eight, not eight. They should do that because the West is so much better than the East.
Yeah, the West is so deep, they'd just be way better.
That would be pretty cool, actually.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 10 teams from the West and then 6 teams from the East.
Well, I think
Yeah.
I would think what they would do is have at least like 4 guaranteed spots from the East.
Probably. Maybe.
I'm gonna
Right.
look at that. I mean,
Well, I mean,
Looking-
the best team in the NBA right now is in the East. So,
True.
I mean, it's not
What do you
like
think? Oh, the Hawks.
the Hawks.
Hawks play they play
Warriors.
the Warriors like tonight. Is that tonight?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
Really?
Yeah, that's gonna be a good game.
it's going to be a good game. Yeah, I haven't been big into the NBA this year. I've been watching a lot of games. I've been like following it, just because I've been like doing my silent protest of the Knicks. So, in a way,
Good
that's
news
kind of
though,
becoming.
the Sixers and the what's it called? Minnesota Timberwolves have both been winning. So it looks like the Knicks might still be able to get that
Oh.
most spots in the lottery.
So, ESPN came out with this the lottery machine, and I swear to God, even ESPN is fixing it because the
I
Knicks
saw that.
the Knicks have a 19.9% chance, and you can like keep playing the lottery.
I never got it until they got first. I never got them first.
No, I did it 20 times. I got them first. I swear to God, no less than 15.
Really? Who was it? Okafor? Because on all of mine, it was never first. It was also Emmanuel Mude or whatever his name is.
Yeah, they were saying Okafor is the Knicks. Would be huge. But yeah, if we get that first pick, worst to first, baby. Worst to first.
By the way, I would just like to say right now to all the viewers, I just posted my Isles blog, so at this point you should, if you haven't read it already, just go over to your 1 Minute Sports. I'm sure it's bookmarked. 1 Minute Sports, and just click on my Isles blog, read that. It's a good read. That was a little self-promotion.
Oh, a little self-promotion right there. All right. You got to build your own brand. I like it.
Dude,
I like it. Let's see. Anything else on the NBA? Colin, Steve? You good?
I'm excited for the game tonight.
I loved Chris Paul's comments last night.
Oh, about the referee lady?
The referee, yeah. Maybe it's not for her.
I don't know. I had Sports Center on silent. I just saw Chris Paul was calling out a referee. I was watching Shark Tank.
He was calling out the one woman referee.
That's not good.
That's not a good look.
If it was a man, like it would
She
just
called 5 technicals on the Clippers last night. One of them which caused them to lose. So he wasn't happy.
That's not a good look for Chris Paul.
It was against the Cavs too, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
They shouldn't. They shouldn't have put somebody like that would cause a fuss in that game.
I feel like it's just waiting for somebody to make like.
It's almost like they wanted people to talk about it.
Yeah. But yeah. So Chris Paul is gonna get fined $1 gajillion and have to go to counseling.
He's gonna be banned for life.
He's gonna be banned for life from the NBA.
I'm so gonna ban.
But so that's all I have in the NBA. What I wanted to do, what Colin mentioned before the show, was it Kuiper or McShay just came out with the second mock draft,
McShay.
Oh, he was McShay.
Mock draft.
and he had first he had the Giants getting Sharif
Sheriff, yeah.
from Iowa. Sheriff, I don't know.
Yeah. The
Oh,
Jets
I can't wait till it's Sheriff. I want it to be Sheriff because there's so many good Sheriff jokes to be made there. If he's really good, his nickname is the Sheriff.
His nickname could be Sheriff Brandon.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm excited for that.
I mean, don't like bother trying to predict the Giants draft pick. They never take who you think they're going to take. They always they
I want
draft
them
very
to
well.
They need to keep Odell forever.
Jerry, yeah, I mean, I love Reese. I think he's the best general manager in football. Honestly, he drafts so well. They have a board regardless whether they need the position or not. That's what the draft philosophy is.
Guys.
Yeah, they draft well. I mean, you look at their picks in the last few years, and they're all pretty good.
There was something on ESPN that was like players needed to be like a Super Bowl team or something like that. Like quality players needed, and Giants were in like the top 10.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was pretty cool. I mean,
That was really cool.
What was that?
They're like, how many players away is each team from being a Super Bowl team? And
Yeah,
they
the Giants are a couple like linemen.
Giants are like
they were
7
just
players
like-
away or something like
They
that.
were like, here's all the good players on your team. Here's all the players that suck, and here's all the players that you guys need, and then you'll be in the Super Bowl.
I think Cowboys were the best team, weren't they?
Yeah, the Cowboys were the number 1 team.
They just need a quarterback.
That was really interesting. You should check
And
that out.
Then he had, which was like shocking, at least to me, was he had Mariota going to the Jets.
It's a second straight draft, right?
Second straight one. I've said it for
I think we just lost Ellen.
what?
You still there?
I'm still here.
You still trying to think of how long you said it for?
I was trying to think because I did say once we started losing, I was like, we need Marcus Mariota, and then I started watching some of his games, and I was
Why would
just
you
like,
want him?
I wanted him, but then I was like, this guy can't throw. He actually can't throw.
I mean, Oregon's system is it's designed for him to just throw to wide open receivers.
Exactly, and there's not going to be wide open receivers in the NFL.
That's why I think Jameis is the better quarterback because
I've said Jameis is the better quarterback from day one.
Jameis has. I mean, as stupid as he is football smart.
Exactly, he's football smart, and the stupid mistakes he makes. I mean, he's not carrying around a gun. He's not beating up a woman.
He's
not,
just sexually harassing them.
well, yeah, there was that.
You're just gonna brush over that and pretend that didn't happen?
That's a big thing, Owen.
Allegedly. I just forgot about that. But for some reason, people don't pay attention to that, and they pay attention to him stealing crab legs and soda. What he did.
He jumped on a table and yelled profanity.
Jumped on the table and screamed "fucker" right in the pussy.
And then, the best thing all year from him was him coming out suited up for a game in which he can't play in.
When he was suspended.
And all week, people were like, Jameis is suspended, this is ridiculous. And he comes out in full uniform and is warming up. He's the stupidest person I've ever seen. He really is. He's the stupidest person that's ever going to be a millionaire. Let's see. But Jameis, I mean, the one thing that people were like freaking out about was like, oh, he was at a fast food place one time and he asked for a water cup and filled it up with soda, so they called the cops. Like, I do that.
Wait, what?
He asked the fast food place he was at called the cops because he asked for like a cup of water. Like, you know how you go to McDonald's or Taco Bell and you get like a cup of water and then you dump it out and fill it with like soda?
Yep.
Jameis did that like a regular college kid because he has no money, and they called the cops. And that was just like, that was in the offseason. That was right before the crab legs thing.
I've never heard that story.
Because it was right before the crab legs story. I read about that the other day. Yeah, but I mean, Jameis is a better quarterback. Jameis is going to be able to stick in the pocket and take a hit. I think he's like Cam Newton. He's big, he has a strong arm, and he's not fast like Mariota, but a quarterback in the NFL doesn't need to be fast. He needs to be able to just escape out of the pocket and get 5 to 10 yards. Like, he just needs to be able to accelerate straight.
That's why Russell Wilson's so dangerous, is because he can just extend the play.
Exactly.
Just rolling around the pocket.
Like there's a
early in the Super Bowl, like, he was just running around and just, like, no one could tackle
Andrew
him.
Luck does that.
Yeah, that's why Luck is the best, like, Luck's one of the best quarterbacks I've seen.
I'd say that Winston's more like Luck, actually.
You think?
I mean, it's hard to compare anyone to Luck, because Luck is like a once in a generation type.
But the way he
like,
played, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what I mean.
Yeah,
Luck, but Winston does have very good, like, football IQ. Like, he can read a defense. He can, like, audible out, and, like, he knows what's going on. And he has, like, after he makes a mistake, he usually doesn't let that get to him. Like, in the Rose Bowl was a little different. He kind of let it pile up. But that was the only instance that he's ever done that in his career. Every other time he'd, like, throw an interception, he'll come back out the next drive and, like, march down and score a touchdown.
He's just such a good athlete, though.
Yeah. He
Players
has,
like that are so good.
if he can keep his off the field, like, stuff in check, I think he's great.
I don't see why somebody doesn't just hire, like, why if the Jets draft him, why doesn't Wood Johnson just hire, like, a private detective to follow him around all the time and just sees that he's about to do something stupid and just go, no. Just take him home and just tuck him in. Like, you pay a guy $50,000 a year and he just follows Jameis around the whole time. And I think that's a perfect idea, because nobody in his entourage is going to do that. So, I mean, I'll be that guy. I'll stop running.
Man.
I'll become a. Are you serious? He is stupider than my 8-year-old brother, and
Jude's smart. Jude's a smart guy. That's not a fair comparison.
well, I can still make you do stuff. I will be able to make Jameis Winston do stuff. Like, hey, Jameis, you want a cookie? You want a cookie? Be like, yeah. Like, let's go home. Don't go steal the crab legs.
Is that just about everything?
That's just about everything. I got to make a Jameis Winston joke. So episode 14 in the books.
It's a pretty short one. This one was only about half an hour.
Oh, this was a little more.
I'd be cool to do another one like early next week, though.
Yeah, we do it weekly. That's usually the format.
Yeah, we should send something around between us where we can like an Excel spreadsheet. Be like,
we can figure out technicalities off the air.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Episode 14 in the books. See you guys hopefully next week.